Give your respect.
I'm straight from a block. We're flipping a 2 to a 4 ain't an option. I hustle by nipping.
And welcome back to the podcast. It's your boy Ciroc down here.
You got Ryan.
And the mystery unlocked character.
Oh my God, who is that? It is Andrew. He is sitting behind the camera today.
Hello.
He is mysterious today. It's like Masked Singer, but a podcast version.
I'm
Well,
undergoing facial reconstruction surgery. I'll be back in 3 to 4 business days.
Well, no, we already know who the fucking singer is at this point, so it's obviously Andrew.
Or is it?
Or is it? Okay, so let's get into this week's podcast. Obviously, last week was pretty decent. We had a pretty long talk about everything going on in the summer. Just a rundown again. This week, there's actually been a lot of stuff going on, especially with Saudi Arabia.
A lot of transfers.
Friggin' Saudi League. Kudos to Saudi League, you know. Like, 6 great players going there in this past year alone. Now you got guys like Ziyech. You got Ruben Neves. You got top class guys.
Koulibaly, Benjamin Mendy.
Exactly, guys that
A lot of
literally
Chelsea
signed today.
players, actually.
Dude, yeah. These guys are they got tired of losing this season.
I've seen like a lot of conspiracy theories online
Yeah.
about how like there's ties with the Saudis to Todd Bowley
Ooh.
and his investment group.
Oh god.
But it was too vague, and I didn't really believe it. Because they
I'll
own
send you with the conspiracy theory.
no, because it's true. They do own like the state capital who funds the teams
Yeah.
own a small stake in Todd Bowley's financial investment group,
No way. That's insane. I actually
but it's very small.
yeah.
And like I don't know, the way I've been seeing it online, where it doesn't even make financially sense because the Saudi group owns Newcastle, so it wouldn't really make sense for them to try and benefit Chelsea.
Well, either way, there's so much Saudi investment in the Prem. Like you got
Yeah.
Man City, you got Newcastle, you got Chelsea, I guess now, but
Yeah,
that's a little bit more low key. Andrew, what do you think about these transfers that have been going through in Saudi?
Well, my boy Ronaldo said it was going to happen.
hey,
He said everything big was coming up. It took one player to go there for everybody else to start going. But realistically, the transfers aren't that big.
Wow.
are you kidding
Like,
me?
no,
I
like
get-
money-wise. Mendy went for 12 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And Conte
realistically,
went for 15 mil. You know, they're not
yeah,
like,
but no one's
huge
okay.
transfers.
But what you have to take into consideration is whoever is taking these players are also taking on their contract wages.
No, exactly. And I think they're actually giving them more money than what their contract is already.
Exactly.
You already had you had like Mendy, no, Koulibaly literally was asked like, "Oh, why did you leave 1 year into your contract at Chelsea?" He's like, "It's too much money to turn down.
Yeah.
My family is well off for generations to come now."
Yeah. No, definitely.
Like, yeah,
It doesn't make financially. It doesn't make sense.
well, financially it does make sense.
Like it doesn't make sense for them to stay in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, exactly.
For the player and themselves, unless you're hunting for like glory, like
yes,
Champions League
like
aspirations.
I guess if you hunger for like that competitive play and being at the top level forever, then yeah, sure. Stay where you're at. Stay in the Prem. Hey, Koulibaly didn't have the greatest season, obviously, with the way Chelsea played, but
Yeah.
he's still a top class player. Like he
No,
was
I
top
think
class
still
with
he
Napoli.
still had a lot of gas left in the tank. He
100%.
definitely could have gone. He could have either stayed at Chelsea and tried to have a better season, which I think he probably would have, and personally, if he stayed,
Yeah.
or he could have went back to Italy, and I'm sure like a place like Inter or Napoli would take him back.
Oh, 100%.
Or you can have gone somewhere in Italy. I'm sure
Yeah.
someone would have taken.
Oh, dude, even well, look, friggin' Napoli might be losing Kim and Jay.
Yeah,
I just heard
to-
Bayern just got like verbal agreement with
yeah,
him.
I heard a couple of
join.
clubs wanting him. Manchester United wanted him too.
Dude, Bayern is looking like a pretty dark horse in the summer transfer window. Like they got like rumors of Harry Kane going to
Yeah.
them. I saw this thing on Twitter. It's basically saying that like if Kane signs with Bayern, their front three, all their names will end with Ain, A-N-E at the
Yeah,
end.
Sane, Mane, and
Kane.
Kane.
That'd be insane.
Let's talk about Kane for a little bit. So, if you're Tottenham, right, and
Yeah.
you're Daniel Levy, right? You're the head guy of Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
You have the option to keep Harry Kane for that one season.
Yeah.
Or let him go and try to get some money off of him. What are you doing?
Andrew, what do you feel like?
It's hard because I feel like Kane himself doesn't want to. Kane wants to leave, but the team doesn't want to let go of him, which is just going to create like a very bad vibe within the team. You know this because of Enzo Fernandez and Benfica.
No, exactly.
Once the player wants to leave, you got to let him leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Harry Kane's been wanting that transfer, but
He's been wanting a trophy.
Daniel Levy
Yes.
does not want him to let him go.
I think Tottenham's given him a lot of false hope
Yeah.
in the past few years to make him stay. But kudos again to Kane for staying the professional he is and staying with Tottenham as long as he has. Because literally there could have been any team in the world that could have taken up Kane at any point. He could have been like Enzo and been like, screw this, like I want to leave. Like I want to go to a better team, like make better money. Sure, 100% you could go do that. But like I said, he stayed a professional and stayed at Tottenham even through some bad times. Well, like it's Tottenham in the end of the day, so really is it a bad time? Like they
Yeah.
still finished top 6, top 7,
Yeah.
and the Prem this year was pretty insane. So
Look at the amount of goals he had.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
dude.
the team he had.
yeah, and like this year, like
Yeah, no, exactly.
yeah, especially at the end of the year, like Tottenham was absolutely dreadful. Like I think they were the
Yeah.
worst team,
So
like form wise, in the league.
let's take it back to the question. You're Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
Are you letting him go? Or are you trying to keep him? Because the way I see it, you have two options as Tottenham, right?
mm-hmm.
You either keep Harry Kane and you let him see out his contract and hope that you guys have a good season. He keeps his goal scoring form and he ends up falling in love, like back in love. Not per se, he's not in love with the club, but he falls in love with the club in a sense where he doesn't want to leave again and he wants to stay there. He wants to break Alan Shearer's goal scoring record in the Premier League and he wants to do it with Tottenham. Or are you saying, he wants to leave, let him go. He's been a top class player for your club. He's done a lot for you guys.
Yeah.
Let him go. Get as much money as you can for him. I know there's a lot of suitors for him, like Bayern Munich being one of them. Do you take like I don't know the exact figure, but I've seen around like 80 mil they're offering for Harry Kane. Do you take that figure and try to find a replacement for him, or do you see out his contract and you try and hopefully rekindle your relationship and make him sign again? What are you doing?
You want to go or you want to?
I think you sell him. Honestly,
sell him?
I think you sell him.
Yeah.
You try to rebuild, man. Like you need more. If he stays again, it's gonna be the same problems over and over.
Exactly.
Again. All you did was sign James Maddison so far,
Yep.
That's a fantastic signing in my opinion, though.
but he needs more support than that. I say you sell Kane, you sell someone else, maybe you sell Son, and you rebuild.
You completely rebuild.
You have to completely rebuild the team, and you have to hope that your youngsters or someone else can start pulling more.
You gotta remember also Tottenham has like Richarlison as his backup.
Yeah,
And realistically, like
Richarlison had a mare of a season.
100%.
terrible.
You also gotta
first
remember
season for him.
Richarlison's not that bad of a player. Richarlison, I think any team in the Prem would take Richarlison even after the season he just had with
But if
Tottenham.
you're a club that has Champions League aspirations and you're like, I know Tottenham didn't have the best season, but realistically, Tottenham is supposed to be a club with their financial structure, with their stadium, top of the line stadium, one of the best stadiums in England. They have aspirations to be at the top of that league. So if you're saying rebuild, sell Harry Kane, sell Son, rebuild, how are you guys, like, who are you going to replace them with? You know what I mean? I don't think it's as simple as sell them, because Harry Kane scored how many goals last season? 30-something?
I think he scored 31.
Yeah,
I think.
just behind Haaland. So
Yeah.
that's not going to be an easy replacement.
Yeah, but I think in the end of the day, like Tottenham has to give a good look at themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, do we want to make a profit, like make money off of Harry Kane? Either way, you're making money off of him. But at the end of the season, you're letting him go for free. If he stays,
Yeah, you're taking
if he
the gamble.
because realistically, like, he's not staying. He's not staying after that 1 year. Realistically,
I don't know. He's done that before.
I think the only reason why Harry Kane stays this season is he wants to beat
Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer's record. That's the only reason why he stays at Tottenham this year, is to beat that record. But at a business standpoint for Tottenham, you sell him, get that 80 million, get that whatever. You know, you could still get a top class striker replacement for him, even if you want to go for those Champions League spots. If you want to finish top of the table spots, like you go and sign someone like world class.
Okay.
There is that option. You sign a guy like James Madison, for sure he's a solid player, but
he's more of a midfielder.
like
though.
no, he is
An
a
attacking
he is a really good
midfielder.
creative player.
No, he definitely is, but he does not fill the void that Kane would leave. It's
No,
completely
100.
different
No,
position.
of course
Or
not.
even Hyunmin Son.
yeah.
He's not gonna be those position.
Of course not.
So let me play devil's advocate here. I'll go on the side of let's keep Kane, because if I'm looking at it from a different perspective, who are you signing to replace Harry Kane? And let's say they go with your decision and they sell Hyunmin Son as well. Who are they selling? Who are they bringing in as a replacement? In your opinion,
What do you think, Andrew? Do you have any ideas on that?
I don't know if his contract's up, but I'd say Jonathan David.
you bring him
You know,
in from Lille.
he is a solid. I think he would be pretty solid for them, but I think they need either
Proven?
that solid number 9 player, like that big,
You need a proven,
big
proven-
guy.
One more proven.
Either that, like yeah, you go someone proven. I even think like a guy like Gonzalo Ramos would be good.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a
I think
solid
ideal
the
for
signing.
them
funds,
would be
though.
Mitrovic, but
Yes.
Okay,
You know what? That's actually a solid.
I have a good. I have
That's
a good shout
great
too.
idea.
How about Tottenham brings in Ivan Toney
Well, you gotta
He's
remember
banned.
he's banned for
He's
like
banned.
6 months.
for a couple months, but when he comes back, Ivan Toney's a certified baller.
you mean gambler?
Both, all of the above.
Love it.
But the man is a certified baller. Like if you've seen him play, the guy is actually amazing. In my opinion, like he's actually can do it all, and he I think he'd be a good replacement because he fills in that like physical void
yeah.
that like Harry Kane would leave.
I also think Mbuemo would be a very good option for them.
Do you think Brentford would let him go?
This guy's naming Brentford's top 2 strikers over here.
I don't think Brentford's letting him go just because they need him.
Yeah,
But
especially
Ivan Toney, I could see them selling because they're like, okay, let me get the funds in for him. He's not going to be playing for
yeah.
half the season almost.
He might start gambling again.
Yeah, like you take the risk, right?
No, exactly.
But I feel like that's a kind of player that you can get on a really good bargain if he lives up to his potential.
So you're saying for the first like few months of the season, if they do sell Kane, you do start Richarlison.
Yeah.
Go with the gamble of Richarlison. Start him the season. See where it goes with him.
Bring in Ivan Toney.
Yeah, you bring in Ivan, but you gotta remember he's gone.
Yeah, I know, but
He's
I'm
still banned
But
for,
you're
like,
going to
the
get
first, like-
80 million for Harry Kane.
Oh, of course.
I don't see you spending more than 30 million
Yeah.
on Ivan Toney with this current situation.
Oh, of course.
So you'll have money to bring in like 2 strikers
Yeah.
because Tottenham needs depth,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll have the opportunity to bring in a winger, I guess, for Hyunmin Son.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're Tottenham right now, you really need to strengthen that midfield, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
And-
100%.
Probably a better center back too,
You need a goalie. Lloris-
and a goalie too.
Yeah.
eh?
Well, no, they signed the guy from Empoli. I guess he's their future. I can't remember his name right now, but they signed the kid from Empoli. He's supposed to be really good. I saw like some highlights.
Oh, spaghetti.
Okay.
Reggaetoni?
Yes.
Vanilla vodka? Don't get me hungry again, boys.
Oh God.
Jesus. But yeah, no, like ending the conversation on Tottenham. I think you roll the dice and you let Kane go, and
You take the money and then get some
yeah,
reinforcements.
yeah. From a business standpoint,
Yeah, if financially it just makes sense, but like the thing is, if I'm Tottenham, I'm it's kind of scary because, dude, you're gonna be missing those goals, man. Those 30, like not everyone can score 30 goals.
Oh,
in
of
the Prem,
course, of course. But obviously, at that point, someone else has to stand up.
yeah.
Everyone has to step up.
Yeah,
You got a world class player in Son. He was Golden Boot winner the season before. People forget that.
Shared.
Yeah, with Salah, but people forget that.
yeah.
Son was like top player in the league 2 years before that, and he
Yeah.
has to come back from not a terrible season, but like obviously an underachieving season on his levels, I guess.
No, for sure.
But now they got Kulichevsky on a full contract.
I think he's a good player.
He's a solid player,
Yeah, solid.
and you know what? I think Richarlison comes back with a hunger and
vengeance?
desire to obviously be better than what he was,
Yeah.
and I think they start the season well. They got like you said, James Madison in.
Yeah, perfect creative midfield. I think he's a baller too.
Yeah.
Amazing for Leicester City.
They got a full start of a season for Pedro Porro. You got Christian Romero, solid top class center back. Obviously, he's a little wild every once in a while, but
He likes to throw in the tackle.
yeah. But I think they just need that. They're missing that that other center back really.
Yeah, like a good partnership
Yeah.
building up there.
Yeah. They have the fullback position is full of promising talent for them. They got Jed
Yeah.
Spence. They got Ryan Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Buddy,
So
they got
they have some good depth at the fullback.
100%.
positions.
100%. It's just giving these guys a chance and seeing where it goes. But yeah, I think enough of Tottenham. I think we move it on to something else. I say, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Serie A. We're Italian. We're Portuguese. Let's. I think we move to a bit of a Serie A going on. Obviously, not much going on.
Okay. I have an interesting topic to talk about. So, another big signing that happened recently for Inter is Koulibaly,
Yes.
choosing
Did they
to come to Inter.
Did he sign for Inter?
That's what I saw on my phone.
No, they signed.
No, not
They signed
Thuram.
Thuram.
Thuram,
Sorry,
his name, yeah.
different French striker.
Yeah, Thuram.
I think that's a pretty good signing for them.
You know what? It was
He's a-
super cheap. It's super cheap. Like I think he only went for like 6 mil or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's a good physical presence, and
yeah.
he could definitely try to fill in that void that Lukaku's gonna go. So
100%. I think he's a
good signing from them.
Yeah, I think he's the same style of player. Maybe got a little bit more pace to him. Maybe
Yeah,
a little bit more jump.
So
than-
yeah, he definitely has a lot of
Big Rom?
great attributes. So I think that's a fantastic signing for Inter. A guy with a lot of promise, and yeah, I think he'll do well for Inter. And like I said, with Romelu Lukaku out the door, he could step right in and take that spot. And Dzeko's aging,
Yeah.
and then the
Well-
only other guy to compete with is Lautaro.
Dzeko just signed with Fenerbahce actually.
Oh, so he took off already.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. He's
so,
done.
so he's definitely gonna have a big role to fill, and he's gonna definitely get a lot of opportunities to start.
No, exactly. Andrew, you think Napoli still has has a good season? They replicate the season they just had this year?
100%.
You really think so?
I think so.
Mm.
I'm looking at the transfers and it's not looking.
Yeah, but you know
I don't
what?
see anything promising from Milan or Inter.
Ooh,
Yes and no, but like
AC
Milan
Milan's another,
got rid of
AC
Tonali,
Milan's another big.
and then they
topic
went and
there.
they grabbed what's his name, Loftus-Cheek, right?
yeah,
Ruben
yeah,
Loftus-Cheek.
they got Loftus-Cheek
Why?
just today or something.
Like-
I don't know. That's a weird one.
That
I,
was I didn't like that one at all.
I think they're trying to see if he becomes like Tomori, a
For,
solid
yeah, that's what I was
signing.
gonna say. For some reason, that Loftus-Cheek signing sounds like someone Roma would have signed.
Yeah,
Like Jose Mourinho, with
yeah.
Chelsea background.
100%. But I think they're trying to see if he has the same like okay, new season, new league. I'm coming to Italy. Let's see how I play.
Yeah,
And they're rolling
But-
the dice on him.
I definitely think Napoli's gonna have another good season, but they're gonna have a really fierce rival with Juventus.
I think yeah.
I think Juventus is gonna really rival them this season.
Yeah.
Especially like last season, they got that points deduction, which
Mhm.
definitely derailed them.
yeah.
And now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that because Juventus qualified for Conference League, UEFA is not going to let them go in there because of some financial stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but let's say even if they do go to the Conference League, I think without Champions League football, without that level of
Yeah.
competition, I think they're going to really value the league
Oh, 100%.
more, and they're going to put in a good fight.
Yeah.
For that title.
Going back to Napoli, do you think they can defensively fight without Kim and Jay?
I don't know. I think their recruitment has been really good, so I'm curious to see who they're gonna sign with that money because they've been on the ball. Like
No, 100%. This
So,
last season was pretty crazy.
I
by
can't.
them.
I gotta put some respect on their recruitment's name,
Yeah.
and I gotta believe in them because they've been doing a fantastic job. Look at the signings they've been making. So I don't know. I gotta trust them. I think maybe they have a plan. I don't think they would let him go without a couple of shortlisted
But
players.
reversing that transfer, what do you think of Bayern's defense? Because that's all they're signing right now.
I think it's a good signing.
Buddy,
Solid player.
Their defense right now is
Bayern is
Solid.
looking scary for next season, man.
Solid.
This season was the very last chance Dortmund is having for a very long time to win a league again.
With
Any t-
the Jude Bellingham gone, that's a
dude, even
massive.
so many
blow.
other teams in the Bundesliga are losing their top players. Like
yeah.
Frankfurt just lost Daichi Kamada, the Japanese cam.
Mm-hmm.
He's a free agent now. Solid
Yeah.
signing for any team in the world, I think. Realistically, he's a solid player. And looks like even Kolomuani might be leaving. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
I think he goes. I
think
think
he's leaving
ready
as well.
I think he's ready for like a prem move or
I think he goes for a decent chuck
yeah.
and change.
Oh,
as well.
100%. But yeah, man, like the Bundesliga is gonna look one sided again. Like shit, like I don't see it any other way, turning out any other way. Like, but yeah, like back to Napoli. I think I'm gonna be a little bit the dark horse here. Like, I don't think Napoli has the season they had. I don't think they sign the players they need to have that successful season again. I don't think Kvaratskhelia has the same season that he did this season. I really don't think so.
The tough take.
I
take.
I think he does.
I really don't think so. I think especially if Osimhen leaves, they don't have the same
Well, that's a
season.
completely different story.
Oh, 100%. But realistically, like, do you guys see
But has
Osimhen?
Juve reinforced their team enough to compete?
But Juve is always gonna be Juve. They will always have that mentality to play at 100% in the Serie A.
I don't think so. Look at their mentality this season. I know they got the point
well,
Their
reduction, but
mentality
look
of the
before
season
that.
changed because they lost all those points
Yeah.
in
No,
the
no,
middle
no.
of the
Be-
season.
Before the season started,
Yeah,
they lost
yeah.
to who? Was it? They tied to Mozza right at the beginning. They
Oh,
lost
yeah.
to Lecce. They lost to Cremonese. That was before the point
Yeah.
reduction.
Serie A this season was a weird one because top teams were losing like weird games that they shouldn't be losing.
Yeah.
Like the one bet you made.
Oh God. Don't
Shout out Cremonese.
don't bring me back to the creme. The creme.
Cremonese.
Every time I make a bet, baby. The one time the team wins the whole season, and it's got to be the one I bet against them.
But man, like there was big shockers in Serie A this season, 100%. But you know what? Like I said, like Juve will always be Juve.
Yeah.
They strive for glory in Serie A no matter what. Even if they're in Champions League, no matter what, I think they always put Serie A first above everything else.
Yeah, no, for
And
sure.
even with that point deduction, like they were making their moves up the table again.
No, yeah, no. I
Like-
definitely think they're gonna do some restructuring. They're gonna shift some players around. They probably got a lot of salary space when they let go of Di Maria as well.
Oh yeah.
So I think that they'll let go of some key players they had this season,
Yeah.
but they'll reinforce with some good youth. And I think at the end of the day, Juventus will make smart business because Juventus is one of those clubs that if you're like an Italian, like born player, you want to play for Juventus.
Oh, 100%.
Like a historical great club,
Oh yeah.
it does have that draw,
Oh,
right?
Chiesa is one of those guys. Like
If he could stay healthy, I
Buddy.
think he's an amazing player.
Chiesa is probably like top 3 player in the Serie A.
Yeah. So
If he's
on his day,
healthy.
yeah. So
On his day, I rank my ranking is like Osimhen, Rafael Leao, and Chiesa on their days.
I don't have keys.
I can't touch upon that because I don't watch the City I like that, but
Off form and the way they play. I like off what I've seen play. I'm putting that in my top 3.
yeah.
Like I don't know, Andrew, what you think, but like off of this past season, I think I
have
go there.
Leao in my top 3.
Yeah,
I have Osimhen,
yeah.
and then I have the Georgian Wonder Boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Off of the one season.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, he's talking about current
I'm
form though.
current form, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. After this season, if we're going based off this past season, then sure, you could put him top 3, no doubt. But maybe it's my Italian bias, but I see Chiesa as a top 3 player in that league, especially this season coming up. I think he makes a big
For sure.
move. You know, maybe top assists, maybe not top scorer, but you know, like he's got a guy like Vlahovic up front. World people forget about that. Vlahovic, maybe he hasn't lived up to his price tag, but he's still a solid striker. You never know.
All right. I got another interesting club I like to talk about in Italy. I like to talk about Roma
Ooh,
because Roma, in my opinion, has been doing some very smart business.
yeah.
They've been picking up a lot of players on free agency, like Hassim Awar.
Yeah,
I think that's a fantastic signing for them,
100%.
and I think he's going to do big things next season. And if Roma can put things together and make some reinforcements, because they need to give Jose Mourinho some players.
Yeah,
They if
100%.
Dybala stays healthy, they're gonna be another cracking team in the Serie A.
Oh yeah.
Because in my opinion, if Dybala's healthy, he's one of the best players in the Serie A.
Oh,
If not the best, technically.
yeah,
The guy is just amazing.
yeah.
If he's healthy, one of the best players, if not the best player in Serie A. The guy is just amazing.
The
Oh, yeah.
one problem with Roma is they always go for older players, though.
Yeah,
And that's mostly Mourinho because he likes his.
He likes his
He's
veterans.
always liked his, yeah.
they got Matic on
Matic.
free.
But Matic has played well for them.
Oh yeah. This past season, no, he was definitely solid for them.
I just think they don't have the funds to bring in a lot of these
yeah.
players. So it's kind of like Mourinho's working with like I said, a lot of free agent signings, right?
Yeah.
Even last season, like they got Dybala off the free agency too. So
He should have got a lot of money though from finals in the Europa,
I think they were
Yeah,
having some financial. They got into some financial troubles.
and then he keeps
last
getting
season.
fined. So
But that's Jose Mourinho. That's
Classic
the Jose Mourinho
Jose,
style,
buddy.
buddy.
Classic.
4-day UEFA ban, 10-day Serie A ban.
Jose Mourinho.
Buddy,
doesn't-
he's banned from like the first I think he's banned from the group stage of Europa League.
Yeah.
next
Jose
year.
Mourinho doesn't
First
care,
4
man.
games.
Or, yeah,
Jose
yeah.
Mourinho doesn't
And
care.
then he's
Wild.
banned for the first 2
That's the
games of
Jose
Serie A.
Mourinho style,
Yeah.
buddy. That's the Jose Mourinho style.
Buddy, that's old Portuguese right there, buddy. Gotta
But
love it.
he is the chosen one for a reason.
He is the chosen one. But yeah, like even Roma picked up Indika from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah, another good center back.
Solid
And they
center
needed
back.
center back.
Oh yeah. You have
So
yeah.
I'd be careful for Roma too. I'd watch out for Roma next season because I think
Debatable. I think they're missing.
they'll play well.
Yeah, I think they're missing a player here or there, but
Oh, well, the transfer window's not open, but from what I've been seeing with them, picking up those guys on free agency, spending absolutely no money,
oh yeah.
fantastic.
No, props to them. I respect that. Well, you know what? I think another solid one because shout out West Ham on this one, selling Declan Rice for 115 million.
I heard it was 100 million plus add-ons.
Yeah, it was like 15 million in add-ons. That's absolutely wild.
I think that like this is kind of similar to the Harry Kane situation. It's like kind of gotta let him go
Oh yeah.
because he doesn't want to be there.
He's gonna want to leave.
Yeah.
So might as well get as much money as you can and try to invest that money in other players.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, and
you
especially
gotta try, man, because I know it's not easy to replace like a massive player like Declan Rice.
yeah.
Like, but you gotta try. You gotta strengthen that striker position if you're West Ham, because Scamacca was a flop.
Oh,
Mikel Antonio's not doing it up front, so you gotta get a better striker in there. You gotta give Lucas Paqueta some reinforcements. But
Oh yeah.
I think that 100 million is a really good fee for West Ham to get for them.
Oh yeah. And I think especially after the season they had, sure that
very
success
poor.
is
Very
poor.
poor, bar the conference.
Yeah,
league.
the Conference League. You need that rebuild. You need a rebuild. You
need to liven up the squad,
Yeah.
freshen them up.
Oh, 100%. Like I think 2 seasons ago was they were a little bit lucky. They had Thomas Suchek. He had a phenomenal season for them that year. They had that midfield was really good. Obviously shaky in the back line as always for West Ham, but like I think now is the time. Getting 100 million for Declan Rice, reinvest that. Let's get some new guys in, some good talent. Let's not just go for some
So other than the striker, what do you think is another marquee position that they really
they need a
to-
center back. They definitely need a center back. Fabianski's still doing a solid job. I think
a
he's
keeper
one of
role?
their. I think he's one of the best. Like he's not one of the best, but he's a
He's
top.
decent.
He's a top keeper in the Prem. I'll take him.
He does his job.
100%.
He doesn't make mistakes.
100%.
Solid.
And I think you obviously have to replace Declan Rice.
A center.
You need
center
that. You need
center
that
defensive
engine.
midfielder. Yeah.
You need that
The guy's
engine of
gonna
a
run.
midfielder. Yeah, you need that guy.
I have
do
a
you
question for you guys. Going back to Arsenal, with
Okay.
all these midfield signings now, who are you playing?
No,
Are you switching your formation?
No, you're playing the same position, but you're removing Xhaka.
Yeah, 100.
Because Xhaka's gone.
Yeah,
Your old your former captain, right? So you need a guy that's gonna.
And are you gonna play
fill in
Havertz
big
as a
shows.
striker?
I'm bringing Havertz off the bench.
yeah.
I'm bringing him off the bench, and I think the good thing about, I don't think it was great business
No.
to sign Havertz,
I think it was. I think that's just a stupid move.
but
They probably didn't think they were getting Declan because City was bidding on
he
him.
does.
Maybe.
He does play a multitude of positions, so it kind of does give them some sort of more leeway and leniency in where you can play him. But it is good. Like, you can see Havertz is a really talented player, and if he can pick up where he left off when he was at Bayern Leverkusen,
Yeah.
he'll be a great player.
But look at the season Gabriel just had. So it's gonna be really hard for him to.
Yeah, like I said, I
Yeah.
don't think you're taking him out the starting lineup.
No.
But look what happened to Arsenal this season. They're flying, but they get those injuries. You need top class players off your bench, and that's what they have in Havertz now. They have that top class striker, right? They have Trossard, off the bench. They're having more depth. They have Smith Rowe on the bench,
Yep.
so they're getting the depth, and that's what they were missing this season.
Yeah.
They're missing those guys to come in when those guys are injured or some. Dude, Premier League is a tough league. in a long, long
Oh, yeah.
season.
You have too many games.
You have a lot of games. You have a lot of competitions you're competing for. If you're Arsenal,
That's
you're
what-
back in the Champions
Yeah.
League. So you need players. If you're going to compete with the likes of Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool,
Yeah.
Chelsea, and whoever else, Tottenham, you need players to come off the bench.
need that
if
depth.
you're gonna, especially if you're gonna want to rival City for that, the title,
Yeah.
you're gonna need those bench players because that's what's gonna win you the league. Yes, you have a strong starting lineup,
Mm-hmm.
but when those guys are not healthy, when those guys are not fit, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's what makes a team great.
No, exactly. I completely agree. I think in the end of the day, like it's the team with the most depth wins. Like
Well, yeah, obviously
Like,
you have
dude,
to win,
like,
but
yeah, like in the end of the day, like I kind of bring it back to like Champions League in a sense. Like depth means so much
Yeah.
these days. Like man, like
Compare
don't-
that final. Look at City and Inter.
Yeah,
Compare their
like-
benches.
yeah, like
Dude.
look who in City's bringing on. Look who's in.
both teams didn't have that player, that could grab that game by the scruff of the neck and do it themselves. There's not a player like that, like not much these days, as there was like back like obviously like 2 years ago with Ronaldo and Messi. Like those guys could single-handedly take control of a game.
Yeah, but if we're gonna go back to what Andrew was saying,
Yeah.
like look at that. Look at the City. Look at who City bring on. You're missing one of your best players that gets injured in the first like half an hour of the game,
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, and you bring on a guy with the class of Phil Foden.
Oh yeah.
There's levels, man.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100.
There's level to this game, and Manchester City has those fantastic substitutes
yeah.
players that they have. So, like I said, that the Havertz signing is it the best? Maybe they paid too much for him, but
I think
he
it's
is,
overpriced.
but he is a fantastic player.
They for sure thought that City was going to win the bid on Declan Rice, so they wanted to have.
Maybe, but
Signing.
it's
I
two
think it's
different
completely-
positions.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's two different. I just see him as so overrated because he scored that Champions League final goal.
Declan Rice.
No,
Or Havertz.
Havertz. He won the Champions League for Chelsea. I think he's just so overrated.
Who do you take,
for that.
Havertz or Mount?
Different positions, but
I
I know,
uh,
but who are you taking?
I think Mason Mount is
I
more
let them-
valued. Mason
let them
Mount
both
is
go.
more
I
valued.
can see them both a false nine.
I let them both go.
No, but I'm saying if you had to like
If I have
you
to
had
keep
sign-
one, I'm keeping Mason Mount because
If
he's
it's-
homegrown talent.
Oh yeah, and English players obviously have more of a market in the Prem.
Yeah.
than
He's
obviously a
homegrown
German.
talent, and if you talk to, I think, a lot of Chelsea fans, or at least what I've seen online, they really love Mason Mount.
Oh, of course.
They really value what he brings to the side. Obviously, he didn't have the best season, but they
Yeah.
still value him. And I don't know. Every time I watch Chelsea this season, Havertz was like, dude, he couldn't
ghost.
score a goal
Yeah,
to save his life,
yeah, he was.
or at least from what I've seen,
was
like
not
the
in
amount of
form.
opportunities he's had to in front of net really let them down. So obviously, Chelsea this season, they really need to sign a striker, and I think they did sign a striker. I
Mm,
just don't know. I just can't
Well,
recall his name. Andrew, can you check who
well,
Chelsea signed?
you can't forget they got the big Rom back next season, especially if he stays. Like, dude,
Yeah, we'll see.
I know
if-
they signed Angelo Gabriel, but I don't know what position he is. I know he's Brazilian.
realistically, like big Rom, still, dude, he's still a solid
They
striker.
signed Nicholas Jackson on an 8
Nicholas Jackson from the
Ah.
from La Liga from
8-year
Celta, is it not Celta Vigo? Is it Celta Vigo?
Villarreal, I think.
Is it?
Villarreal.
Yeah,
Uh,
Nicholas Jackson, a guy that scored quite a few goals in La Liga last season, an impressive end to the season, got the Player of the Month. So we'll see what he brings to the Premier League. I would have thought that Chelsea brings in a more, how do you say, flashy striker, maybe like a Gonzalo Ramos,
yeah,
but maybe they don't want to spend those
Oh,
funds.
stop
Maybe
meat riding that guy. Oh,
I know.
here
but
we go.
I-
Gonzalo Ramos.
but
I think he's a marquee signing for a big
no,
club this
oh,
season. And I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes.
Don't
to
know
like
where he would go, but I think he's a very talented striker.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to like a Man United or something. But I think like he's underrated in a
Man
sense.
United needs a striker.
Yeah, man,
Berghaus is awful.
Oh, they
I don't think he's
Martial's
even there no
awful.
more. But yeah, Martial's guy is not cutting it.
No.
Manchester United definitely needs that striker, now going off topic, but if I'm looking at Manchester United, you're looking at these guys they signed, like their wingers, like Jadon Sancho and Anthony, and you're really thinking to yourself, next season, you guys got to prove why we paid the big bucks for you.
Yeah.
No.
Because their other signings have been fantastic, like Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez.
Well, Anthony was brought to be a fidget spinner,
I think he was brought in to bring that flair, and because he knows Ten Hag.
but Ten Hag doesn't like flair. That's the thing.
but Ten Hag brought him in. That's his signing,
Yeah.
and he knows him from Ajax. So I think that he knows his talent and his potential. And if you watch Anthony play, he really does have a lot of talent.
He does.
He has that speed. He has that flair, and if he puts it together, you know what I mean. He
So
can do
what
big
striker
things.
fits that system for United?
I think you bring in a finisher, man. You bring in because you have players with a lot of flair in that team already.
Well, I think either way, like either a Jonathan David or a Gonzalo Ramos is a solid signing for them. Solid.
I think
Honestly.
I think a Gonzalo Ramos
Honestly.
would be a good fit for Manchester United because they have so much flair around him and there's so much people that could facilitate for him.
I don't know if he's physical enough for the Prem yet. I think he needs like a little bit more.
Well, who would you say fits that role more?
Like I'm not going with a finisher. I'm going with a more all-around striker. But I'm trying. Like I don't know who
It's
Would
tough
fit.
because
for the United system. 'Cause they play very weird sometimes.
I
Yeah.
think they have a lot of like the thing is with them they have a lot of players that like to hit you on the break on the wing, right?
That's what I was
If
just
they
about to
have
say.
Anthony, they have Marcus Rashford,
Yeah.
they have Garnacho, they have Jadon Sancho.
They don't play a system to look straight towards a striker.
Exactly.
They have players that like want to do stuff on their own on the wing. You got Marcus Rashford who cuts literally
Like a lot of guys that
Oh,
can
buddy.
have that individual talent
Yeah,
for themselves, right? So
literally Anthony and Marcus Rashford are literally known to cut in and shoot the ball.
exactly.
Like
So having a guy that's more of like a poacher,
yeah.
I think would fit their system.
Oh yeah, and literally I see that being either like a Gonzalo Ramos or Jonathan David, both like solid strikers in their respective leagues, like high scoring. They score the scrappy goals. They could
Yeah.
score all types of goals. Like either way, I think either one is a solid signing. You know, it doesn't like I don't think either signing really breaks the bank in a sense.
I think that Benfica is going to ask for a lot of money
I-
if they try to sell good.
if I was Benfica, I'd take 80 million for Gonzalo.
I think they weren't going to want
Yeah.
at least 100.
Well,
They're not going to sell him for less than 100.
I don't think they sell him for 100. I think that's a little over asking on Gonzalo.
I don't
but,
think they're gonna. Personally, I don't think they're gonna sell Gonzalo Ramos for less than 100 million.
Yeah.
Because in this market,
Mm-hmm.
who are you gonna buy for 80 million?
No, exactly. No, you know what the
They know what they like. The thing about the Portuguese league is they know what the value of their players. They might not have the best teams. They may not all the time because they sell a lot of their talent. But what they are good at is valuing who they have and selling their players at the right time, I think.
yeah.
But what's the point if you're not building around it?
Well,
like
they don't have the funding that these.
But if
leagues
you
do.
go look at transfer profit in the recent years, Benfica, Porto, and Sporting are ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
They don't
Oh,
build
yeah.
teams. They just
They're
their academy
talent
thrive.
hubs.
That's it. They just
No.
keep.
And
They're
the
just farmers.
recruitment's really well. But it's hard because they don't have that investment.
But they
that
could compete if they wanted to. That's my
Oh,
point.
yeah,
If they sold these players, they could be competing. They could be in Champions League. They could be getting more money.
But the problem is not between those three clubs. It goes around the whole league itself.
But once those three clubs are doing so good, other players want to come to that league.
exactly.
yeah, but like realistically,
You have like
it comes.
a
but-
dribble down effect.
But like realistically, the other clubs in the Portuguese league, they don't have the money like the top three have or the top four have, including Braga.
But I
like-
think what he's trying to say is if those three clubs
Yes.
make that big transition,
Yeah,
then money will end up funneling down the league.
Because even the big three clubs can't even fill up their stadiums. So there's
Yeah.
a problem. You need to build your team more. You need to want more people to come watch the games. You need other
But
players to want to come to the league.
Yeah.
In the Portuguese like defense, they've done really well this season.
Oh,
what
and-
they've
yeah,
had,
100%.
especially in Europe.
Yeah.
They went pretty far with what they had.
dude. Yeah, the Sporting knocked out Arsenal. like,
They didn't
Like,
even
they-
deserve that loss to you.
they-
That was hard.
The Benfica and Porto, they did a lot of work in the Champions League.
Yeah,
Very
man.
good work.
yeah.
And they surprised a lot of people because I don't think anyone thought that they would have made it as far as they did.
100%.
And if you know what, if a couple of more chances went their way, they could have made it even further.
yeah,
Especially Porto in their last game, right?
no, exactly.
Against Inter.
Yeah, Porto
They
was
hit
just,
the post, the crossbar.
yeah, Porto was just tough luck for them.
But
tough luck.
you know what I mean? But it's that level of play is gonna attract those players.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of players now, at least the younger guys, are realizing that it may be more beneficial to their career if they, before they enter like the Premier League or like the Serie A, to come to the Liga Portuguesa and actually develop themselves because you will be given the opportunities and the spotlight in that league, and they're willing to work with you and develop you to actually achieve your potential.
You're a bastard. All right, I think we're gonna close it off for this week. Had another really, really fun-filled, interesting-filled week. Let's. What do you guys think? Give us some opinions in the comments. Does Napoli win another Scudetto?
Do we fire Ryan?
Does Declan Rice live up to his price tag this season? Does Man City win another league?
Yeah, let us know if you have any transfers you'd like us to discuss and give our opinions on. And until next time.
Wait. Pause. If this video gets 10 likes, Alessandro will wear a wig on the next episode.
Oh, buddy, let's get it done. Let's get it
10
done.
likes?
10 likes.
That's a big ask.
10 likes, boys.
It's a Donald Trump wig.
That's a
buddy.
big ask.
Phenomenal. All right, boys.
We don't have the funding.
Until next week,
This
please like and subscribe, and ciao for now.
it's been nice.
Give your respect.
I'm straight from